पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। चैतन्यं सर्वगं सर्वं सर्वभूतगुहाशयं यत्सर्वविषयातीतं तस्मै सर्वविदे नमः। In 16th chapter of Upadeshasahasri, we are seeing 25th shloka. Bahya, I will explain the shloka in brief. We have already seen the meaning of the shloka. Bahyakaratvato jnaptehe smritya bhavah sadakshanat kshanikatvacha samskaram naivadhatte kvachit tudhihi. This shloka is to show the defects in the Bahyarthavadi, whether it is Pratyaksha Bahyartha or Anumeya Bahyartha. So, in Bauddha Darshana, these defects are there. They are shown here in Bahyarthavada first. And then in Kshanikatva, also, what are the defects? They are also shown here. In other words, we cannot understand that Atma is Kshanika Vijnanam. This is the main idea. If Jnapti means knowledge, Jnaptehe Bahyakaratvatah, this knowledge, this Vijnanam is having Bahyakara, Bahya Vishayakara. Such Jnanam will have Sada Smriti Abhavaha. Always it will have Smriti Abhava. Why? Because it is going to last only for one moment. And because of Kshanikatva, Samskaram Naiva Adhatte. It will not be able to create the samskaras in whatever they consider as the ashraya for the samskara. In Vedanta we say Antakarana. In Nyaya Darshan they will say Atma. But whatever, as long as it is Kshanika, there won't be any samskaras. And Kvachittu Dhihi, that will be explained in the 26th shloka. Adhatte, what is the dhatu for adhatte?
Da.
Dudhain. Dharana poshana yoho. This is the dhatu. Dudhain. Dharana poshana yoho. Lat lakar. Pradham purusha ekvachana. Jnaptehe. In that, Jnapti is a shabda. Jnapa is the dhatu. It has three meanings. Marane, Toshane and Nishamane. Nishanam means buddhi or jnanam here. So we have to take in that meaning. In Teeka, we had seen first two sentences. Jneyasya second sentence was Jneyasya utpattehe prak tavat jnana sambandho nasti. Whatever is the Jneya, before the knowledge arises. Utpattehe prak, the Jneya vastu, ghata patadi, etc. They don't have jnana sambandha. Jnana sambandho nasti. Why there is no sambandha? Before utpatti, that Vishaya is not there. Therefore, there is no jnana. In our case, in Vedanta, when we say, pay attention to this point, when we say ghata, before I know, it is existing. Therefore, before I gain the knowledge of ghata, existence is there. Then there is jnana sambandha with ghata. But in case of Rajju Sarpa, before I get knowledge of Rajju Sarpa, is Rajju Sarpa existing?
No, Swamiji.
It is not existing. If Rajju Sarpa is not existing, can I say I have Ajnanam of Rajju Sarpa?
No.
You cannot say I have Ajnanam also. In case of Ghata, which is Vyavaharik Satya for us, I can say I have Ghata Ajnanam. Because Ghata is already existing, about which I don't have Jnana. So this is the difference between Vyavaharik Vastu and Pratibhasika Vastu. In Kshanik Vijnana, this Bheda is not there. So this line is relevant when you understand that in our case, when we separate the two sattas, two realities, Pratibhasik Satta and Vyavaharik Satta. Pratibhasik Vastu has only Jnata Satta. Pratibhasik Vastu does not have Ajnata Satta. Correct?
Yes,
When that object is not known, it does not exist. Same thing is true for Kshanik Vijnana Vastu also. Before there is not Sambandha with Jnanam, object itself is not existing. So therefore, Utpattehe prak Jnana Sambandho nasti. Ajnata Satta and Jnata Satta. Ghata has Ajnata Satta in our version. Ghata has Ajnata Satta also, means it is Ajnatam but has Satta. It exists. But Rajju Sarpadi, they have only Jnata Satta. What about Sukha Dukha arising in Antakarana, in Vyavaharik Satta?
also Jnata Satta.
Does it have Jnata Satta or Ajnata Satta?
Jnata Satta.
Only Jnata Satta. It cannot happen that Sukha Dukha are existing in my Antakarana, but I don't know. It will never happen. If they are there, I know that. And if I don't know, then they are not there. This is a side point, but you should note. See further. Utpannasya cha swarasa bhanguratvat karmakarakataya jnanat pragavasthana abhavat. Then in that abhavat, you can put halant there. Jnanena sambandha anirupana cha. Unless anybody else has any other reading, Ajnanena also, how I explained already, Vastu which is lasting only for one moment, Ajnanena sambandha anirupana. But here we will say Jnanena sambandha anirupana. So after bhavat, put halant, then Jnanena sambandha anirupana. Let's see this much first. An object which appears is created for one kshana. Utpannasya cha swarasa bhangatvat. By itself, it is going to perish in one kshana. Therefore, ghata becoming vishaya of jnanam. When ghata becomes vishaya of jnanam, which ghata? Kshanika ghata. Kshanika ghata becoming vishaya of jnanam, that ghata is called karma karaka. When I say, I know this ghata, aham ghatam janami, ghata will become karma karaka. Karma karakataya jnanat prag avasthana abhavat. Jnana prag, prior to the knowledge of ghata, it does not have existence, which I already explained, which we know, because it is going to last only for one moment. If it is existing, then next moment I will get jnanam. By then ghata is gone. Jnanena sambandha anirupanacha. And therefore, ghata and jnanam, their sambandha itself will not take place. Because when ghata is there, jnanam has not come yet. When jnanam comes, ghata is gone. And therefore, pratyaksha anubhava virodhat, pratyaksha anubhava virodha will be there. Pratyaksha anubhava will be how we say, I see this ghata and it is lasting longer than one kshana. I get ghata jnanam. In kshanika vijnana, such jnanam itself will not last. So when it is said pratyaksha anubhava virodhat, the bahyarthavadi who says it is bahya artha is pratyaksha, they are refuted first. Then nitya anumeyatva kalpana anupapattescha, that it is nitya anumeya. External object is only known through anumana pramana. Those who say this, they are the bahyarthavadi who say bahya vishaya is anumeya. Who are they? Sautrantika and pratyaksha vaibhashika. So vaibhashika, sautrantika, both are getting refuted here. I sent the shloka earlier. I hope all of you had the opportunity to see that shloka. Pratyaksha anubhava virodhat, nitya anumeyatva kalpana anupapattescha. Therefore, parisheshat. So now parisheshat, what is remaining? Jnanasya eva akaro vishaya iti. Vishaya is nothing but the jnana akara. So if jnana is ghatakara, vishaya is ghata. Jnana is patakara, vishaya is pata. There is no other vishaya existing different from the jnanam. This is kshanika vijnana vada. Iti vijnana matra astitva vadi mata pravesha iti bhava. In this way, we will end up in Vijnana Matra Astitva, means Kshanik Vijnanavada, that mata we will arrive at. So what has happened? See, in Bauddha Mata, there are four matams. Those people who say external world is also there, internal world is also there. But two matams, they say the same thing. Only one says external is pratyaksha. Second says external is anumeya. But in both the matams, vijnanam is kshanikam. But if vijnanam is kshanikam, external object is lasting more than one kshana, that cannot be established. Neither through pratyaksha nor through anumanam. Because jnanam and vishaya cannot have sambandha. See, I will tell you something. When you hear these things, we get baffled that this world in which I am living, is it there or not there? Around me, are there vishayas or it is only some vijnana? But the same concept, if they will explain in some movie, a movie will become hit because people think, oh, this is something that they are talking about which we have not thought of, we have not heard of, etc. But the fact is, if this kind of life we have to live, where objects which are there, they are really not existing. Not only objects, even jnata, the knower, as an individual person, is also kshanika. Atma is also kshanika. Then we get frightened. But there were people who accepted that this alone is the reality and live with these principles. Vijnana matra astitva. Other than Vijnanam, there is no Vishaya, there is no Jnevas. Okay. Further in Teeka, Kincha. By the way, those who don't know, we are on page number 194. Kincha Anubhavituhu api te mate kshanikatvad anya anubhute anyasya smriti adarshanath. Anubhuta vishaya smrityabhavasya prasajyeta ityaha. Kincha means moreover, Anubhavituhu api te mate kshanikatvad. And the experiencer is also kshanika. Anubhavita is also kshanika. So, what is experienced is kshanika. The one who is experiencing is also kshanika. And if Devadatta is there at moment one, first moment Devadatta is gone. That Devadatta experience ghata. Second moment Devadatta comes. He is different from the earlier moment Devadatta. He does not know what Devadatta one experienced. So he does not have the ability to recollect anything because he never had time to experience anything. The one who experienced is gone. The one who has not experienced cannot recollect. So that is given here. Anya anubhute anyasya smriti adarshanat. If somebody else has experienced something, somebody else cannot recollect. Devadatta of moment one experienced something and is gone. Devadatta of moment two cannot recollect it. Anyasya smriti adarshana. So first Anya is Devadatta moment one. Anyasya Devadatta moment two. Adarshanath Anubhuta Vishaya Smriti Abhavasya Prasajyeta. Anubhuta Vishaya Abhava. and smriti abhava. In this way you have to read it. There will be absence of any object which is experienced because we don't know. And there is no smriti, nothing is created. No samskaras are there. Anubhuta Vishaya Smriti Abhavasya. Or if you take one word, Anubhuta Vishaya Smriti Abhava. Devadatta one who experienced, but there is no smriti of that. You know, sometimes when we are very new to some electronic gadget and you can save something, you learned how to save, but you don't know where it is getting saved. It is there somewhere, but you don't know how to retrieve it. So this is like that. Something might be getting stored also, nobody can recollect it. Smriti abhavasya prasajyeta ityaha smriti abhava iti. So smriti abhava will take place. Shanat shanikatvat sada smriti abhava prasajyeta ityartha. And because this is kshanika, jnata is also kshanika, therefore smriti abhava. Jnaya is also kshanika, therefore jnanam will be there, but that jnanam is possible only if jnata jnaya sambandha takes place. You will have to imagine this way. In one kshana, jnata utpatti, jnaya utpatti, jnana sambandha, everything happens. And then everything is gone. Like in swapna, in your dream, swapna has pratibhasik satta. I create myself. I create the world. I means the waker creates a dreamer, creates the dream world. Then experiences begin. But the difference is, it is not only one kshana. At least the dream lasts little longer. If it is one kshana, then you imagine what will happen. Jnata, jnaya, jnanam, everything has to happen in one kshana. This will not happen. Why? Because everything is kshanika. Smriti hetu sanskaropi te durlabha ityaha. And samskara, which is the hetu for smriti. Samskaraha smriti hetuhu. Smriti hetu samskaraha. In that, how will we do the samasa vigraha? Smritehe hetuhu. Smriti hetuhu. Sacha asau samskarascha. So smriti hetu will be shashti samasa. Smriti hetu and samskara karmadhara. Smriti hetu sanskaropi te durlabha ityaha. So te means for you, smriti hetu, which is samskara, will be impossible. Durlabha means it will be impossible to create these samskaras. Why? Kshanikatvad. Because it is kshanika. Dhihi क्वचिदपि संस्कारं नैव आधत्ते न निक्षिपति. Buddhi क्वचिदपि at any time will not be able to create samskara. Samskaram naiva adatte. It will never support samskaras. Na nikshipati. Why? Sarvasya kshanikatvat. Because everything is kshanika. Cha shabdat न स्वात्मनि अपि स्वस्यापि क्षणिकत्वात्, and not also in Atma. So he gives it this way. Samskar, you see the shloka, samskaram naiva adhatte kvachittu dhihi. Dhihi kvachit samskaram naiva adhatte. And that chakara is there, kshanikatva cha. That cha, he says, atma api. Atmani api kshanikatvat. Atma api samskaram naiva adhatte. Atma is also kshanika. Buddhi is kshanika, Atma is kshanika in this way. Or you say samskara is also kshanika. Buddhi is kshanika, samskara is also kshanika. Later he is going to do Atma and Antakarana too in the next shloka. So he has established the defects in Vaibhashika and Sautrantika. Bahyartha Pratyakshavadi, Bahyartha Anumeyavadi. Similar defects are shown in Mandukya Karika. But Mandukya Karika, the style is different, approach is different. There, nimittasya nimittatvam ishyate bhuta darshanat or abhuta darshanat. In this way, it is explained. What you see is the nimitta, like ghata. Ghata is the nimitta for my bahya vyavahara. And that ghata also becomes nimitta for my vijnanam. Somebody says, if external objects are not there, I should see both these things as ghata only. Why one is ghata and one is pata? Why one is rakta and another is pita? I should see the same thing. External objects are there because of which I get variety in my experiences. Sometimes I get sukha, sometimes I get dukkha. If external vishaya was not there, only one type of experience everybody should get. But that does not happen. So there is some driver for different experiences which I am getting. This question, who is going to say? Bahyarthavadi is going to tell Kshanik Vijnanavadi. That you cannot say external world is not there. Because there is variety also. What will Kshanik Vijnanavadi say? Without external variety and external objects, you can still have variety in your vritti, in jnanam, like in swapna. There is nothing and still you have variety, only based on your samskaras. What they call as alaya vijnana. So this can happen. Kshanik Vijnanavadi is convincing Bahyarthavadi. Now further, Kvachit iti uktam sputayati. So in the shloka when it is said, Kvachit tu dhihi naiva samskaram adatte. That Kvachit is explained further. I will chant the shloka, you can chant in mute. Adharasyapya sattvacha tulyata nirnimittatah sthane va kshanikattvasya anansyana tadishyate. आधारस्याप्यसत्वाच्च तुल्यता निर्निमित्ततः स्थाने वा क्षणिकत्वस्य आनंस्यान्न तदिष्यते. Adhara. Now only the samskar part is discussed. If samskaras have to exist, they need a support, a storage place, a place where samskaras will be stored. So there are two options, whether samskaras are stored in antakarana or in atma. This is adhara itself is kshanika. Adharasya api asatvat. Asatvat means it is not lasting longer than one kshana. We will see what it means. And therefore, tulyata nirnimittataha. If samskara is not there, tulyata means sadrishya, that this is the same object. How can anyone say this ghata, in the last class also I use the same ghata, now also I am using the same ghata? This tulyatvam, similarity or sadrishyatvam, for that the nimitta is samskara. Based on samskara, I say this is the same thing. If samskara is not created, I will not be able to say soyam, this is the same object. Or same thing about myself, soham, that also I will not be able to say. Why? Because I am also kshanika. The knower, jnata, is also kshanika. So adharasya api asatvacha tulyata nirnimittataha sthane va kshanikattvasya. If you accept kshanikatva, sthane means if you say it is present. What is present? That Vishaya is lasting longer. Therefore, I can accept that its existence is there longer than one kshana. Then your kshanikatva hani will take place. Kshanikattvasya hanam syat. Means swasiddhanta hani. In accepting that the object was there earlier and now it is there, if you accept that, then you will compromise on your principle of kshanikatva hani. So if drishya is existing longer, or if drashta is existing longer, then kshanikatva you are giving up. Anam. Anam, this is a dhatu.
Oham tyagi.
Oha tyage. And what is the pratyaya? Lut pratyaya. Anam syat. Tad na ishyate. That is not acceptable to you also. Swasiddhanta hani is not acceptable to any darshana. That I have some principles. Then in justifying my whatever concept, if I eliminate or violate the fundamental principle itself, then that is a mistake in my thinking. Generally, most people live their life like that only. We do swasiddhanta hani all the time, and we don't even know what we are doing, how we are thinking, living, etc. Let us see Teeka. Yatra samskara adhatavya atmani antakarane va tasya api adharasya samskara adhana kale asatvacha smritya bhava iti anvayaha. Yatra samskara adhatavya, where samskaras have to be kept, either in Atma, like Nyaya Vaisheshika they think, or in Antakarana, like how we think in Vedanta. Tasya api adharasya, that adhara itself, samskara adhana kale asatvacha. First, the adhar comes. Then by the time samskar comes, adhar is gone. Where will sanskar come? If another adhar will come, let us say, kshanika. So where the samskar was kept, that is also going to last one kshana, it will go away. How will you have smriti? Samskar adhana kale asatvat adharasya. And therefore there is no smriti. Smriti abhava iti anvaya. So this samskara adharasya api asatvacha, its anvaya you have to do with the previous shloka, smriti abhava there. Yaduktam sadrishya nibandhano brahma eva. Brahma is where there is sadrishya. Yaduktam sadrishya nibandhano brahma eva pratyavijnanam iti taddushayati. Purvapakshi, so their principles, if you remember, in shloka number 23, Sadrishyat, second line, Sadrishyat Deepavat Tadhihi. Tadhihi means
Matihi Swamiji.
huh?
Jnanam.
क्षणिक ज्ञान
No, Tadhihi.
Matihi Swamiji.
Adrishyadhihi.
Pratyabhijna. Tadhi means Tadeva idam iti dhihi. In this class, if you just suddenly show up and expect that you will be able to answer the questions, that's not going to happen. You have to look at it, prepare a little bit, and then come. And not only this class, most classes, this is different. These are proud granthas for proud sadhakas. Tadhi means pratyabhijna. That is why this here, you should take the hint when I was asking. Yaduktam sadrishya nibandhano brahma eva pratyabhijnanam iti. Pratyabhijnanam is where sadrishya. So they say there is no pratyabhijnanam, it is only similarity. Like the dashtanta they gave in that shloka, Deepavat, Deepashikha, the flame of a lamp. I hope you remember by now all that, whatever we discussed in last session. Iti taddushayati. Tulyata nirnimittataha. This is the next shabda. Ita arabhya, Tikakar says, Ita arabhya kriyamanam dushanam kshanik vijnana matravade api samanam gyem. Starting from here, all the doshas are actually there in kshanik vijnana also. So earlier, kshanik vijnana as if was refuting Sautrantika and Vaibhashika. But now, all the doshas are also there in kshanik vijnana, whatever they are shown here. Ita arabhya, starting from here, kriyamanam dushanam, yat dushanam kriyamanam, whatever dushanas which are being shown, kshanik vijnana matra vade api, even those people who say kshanik vijnana matra is there, even in their darshana, samanam jnayam, dushanam samanam. This much you understand. They have same defects. Tulyata nirnimittataha iti ekam padam. It's a samasta pada. Tulyata nirnimittataha. Now, how do you understand that? So he himself gives. This is the greatness of, when you study Teeka, they write everything. All you have to do is understand what they are writing. तुल्यतायाः पूर्वापरक्षणयोः सदृशत्वस्य निमित्ताभावात् इत्यर्थः. Tulyata is between what and what? He says Purvakshana and Uttarakshana. Parakshana means Uttarakshana. Purva Bhavikshana and Uttar Bhavikshana. Between them, if there is similarity, Sadrishyam or Tulyata, then I say this is the same thing. So Tulyatayaha Purva Parakshanayoho Sadrishattvasya. In that, what is Nimitta? If I see this Ghata in one Kshana, then next Kshana I see this Ghata, then I say this is the same Ghata. How am I able to say this is the same Ghata? Because there are samskaras of this Ghata of the previous Kshana. And the Ghata of the second Kshana, that Anubhava and samskara of the previous one, I compare. They are same, then I say this is same. This is Tulya. When samskara itself are not created, then that tulyatayaha nimitta abhava. The tulyata nimitta is absent. Nimitta is samskara. Based on samskara only, I will say this is the same. If samskaras are not created only, I will never be able to say this is the same thing. Tulyataha tulyata nirnimittam nirnimittataha. So tulyatayaha nimitta abhava. Now he explains a little bit further. For tulyata, how do I know something is similar to another thing? So he gives some pointers. Gunaihi avayavaihi vapi samanyam sadrishya vyavahara nimittam tad vijnananam nasti nirgunatvat niravayavatvat cha. For sadrishya vyavahara, I need some guna and I need some avayava. A child sees first time a human being, let us say. So he sees there are two legs, two hands, one head, some black hair is there, mouth is there. So he gets some image. Next time when he sees person, say he has similar parts. Avayava sadrishyat, sadrishyam, avayavi sadrishyam. If the parts are similar, then the assembly or assembled object is also similar. Or gunaihi, if they have similar guna, like flower. So the leaves have the petals, they have tenderness, fragrance, beautiful color. So say, this is called flower. If somebody gives you some leaves and say this is a flower, you say this is not flower. Sometimes, they discuss whether a thing is fruit or vegetable. So they distinguish based on some criteria. We don't have to worry. All we want to do is, we want to say guna is required or avayava is required. Kshanika vijnana is nirguna and niravayava. So how any object which is also kshanika and it is only vijnanam, how you will be able to give sadrishyam, how there will be pratyavijna, it will not be there. Nirgunatvat, niravayavatvat cha. Tatha, purvottara kshanayoho द्रष्टुः एकस्य असत्वाच्च न सादृश्य सिद्धि. Also the drashta in the purvakshana and in the uttarakshana. Purvottarakshanayoho drashtuhu ekasya asatvat. The same drashta is not there in the purvakshana and uttarakshana. Earlier he said about the vishaya. Now he says about drashta. So drishya is also changing, drashta is also changing. Neither drishya can be said to continue, nor drashta is there to know that it is the same drishya. Ataha, therefore, tulyatayaha asiddhehe na tannibandanam pratyabhijnanam ityartha. So tulyata, the sameness or similarity itself is asiddha, cannot be established. Therefore, based on that, if I do pratyabhijna, tannibandanam pratyabhijnanam, that means tulyata. Tulyata nibandanam karanam yasya tat tannibandanam pratyabhijnanam. बहुरीहि समास. अथ पूर्वापर क्षण सादृश्य दृष्टा स्थायी कश्चित् आस्थीयते. And therefore, purvakshana and aparakshana sadrishya drashta, you will have to accept somebody who is a sthayi, who is a permanent. Kaschid asthiyate. The moment you accept that, tatraha sthane va. If you say something is sthayi, sthanam means existing longer than one kshana. Permanent, relatively permanent. Tat kshanikatva hanam. Then kshanikatva siddhanta hani will take place. And that na ishyate tvaya iti sheshaha. That tvaya na ishyate. It is unacceptable to you that something is not kshanika because you are a kshanika vijnanavadi. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhavane Vyomavad Vyapta Deha Dakshinamurtaye. Shanti Shanti Shanti.